Hey everybody, how you doing? Mark here in my kitchen, ready to make dinner yet again. And tonight I have an old childhood recipe that my mom used to make years and years ago. I got the recipe from her when I first moved out and started living on my own and everything. And tonight we're going to make goulash. Now this is not an official Hungarian goulash or anything like that. This is just a goulash that I know, all right? So really simple. Let's get into it. I got everything laid out on the counter. Let's go. All right, so first off, we have a pound of ground beef. This is an 80-20 mix. Again, you guys use what you like. If you like a 70-30 or even a leaner beef, like a 93-7 or something like that, you go right ahead. We like an 80-20 mix. I have 1 onion and 1 bell pepper. I will chop both of these, but I'm going to cook the onion with the beef, but not the pepper, okay? That will be cooked off separately later. I have 2 cups of noodles. I'm using a rotini noodle just because that's what I have in the house, but traditionally it would be like a macaroni noodle, but use things like a penne pasta or a ziti or a rigatoni or something like that. Don't be stuck with just one type of pasta. It's amazing how the flavors of a dish can actually change on the noodle that you use. Tonight, I'm using rotini. I got some garlic powder here. I'll use maybe about a teaspoon of garlic powder. Got 2 14-ounce cans of stewed tomatoes. I bought 2 cans of 14 ounces because they did not have the 28-ounce jar like I would normally use. All right guys, so let's start cutting. I got my onion here. Gonna cut off my root end there, cut off the stem end like that. Get down to the good layers of onion here. All I'm gonna do is cut it right in half. Go around. I'm not doing anything really big or small. I'm just doing a rough chop, okay? Just like that. Go through. Boom. That one's done. Do the same thing on this one. Just go around maybe a 1/4 inch or so. Make your slice. Again, maybe a 1/4 inch or so. And finish up the last little bit. That's it. Just a very, very rough chop. All right, everybody. So I've already kind of got things started here. I've already got a pot of water boiling on the stovetop here. I'm just going to add my noodles into there. So I'm going to stir that real quick. All right. Then I'm going to put my skillet over a medium-high heat. For me, that would be about an 8 on my dial. I'm going to add my onion to the pan. No oil or anything, just the onion. Then I'm going to take my burger. I'll slice that package open. And just like that. And I'll let the fat of the hamburger actually cook the onions, okay, instead of adding any extra oil. And yes, I'm using the same spoon to stir my pasta and break up the beef and everything. Why make more dishes for yourself, right? A utensil can do more than one thing. And the hamburger will cook until the meat is all browned off and the onions are translucent. Okay, so what I'm seeing is a bunch of brown going on. I still got a lot of pink in the pan here. And my noodles aren't quite done. They've only been in there for a couple of minutes, but I am now going to turn on my oven to preheat it to 350 degrees. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put all this stuff, including the other ingredients, into a casserole dish, and we are going to bake it off as a casserole. Okay, I'm noticing that my hamburger is pretty much browned off now, but my onions are still a little opaque. So I'm going to cook these for just a little bit longer, get a little more translucentness to the onions here. All right, my hamburger and onions are looking really good. So I'm going to kill my heat. I'm going to drain off the burger and onion, drain off any of the extra fat. So I'm just going to do that in my sink here. I always love the smell of onions and burger. It's really good. I'll set that on the back burner. All right. And now I'll just put all this hamburger and onion right into my casserole dish. And then once my noodles are cooked down here, I'll be able to just pour it right into the same strainer I just used and then pour that on top of the hamburger as well. All right, it looks like my pasta is done. Kill the heat on that. And we're going to strain the pasta. Always pour the oven's up to temp. Always pour your hot water away from you. Never pour it like this towards you, okay? All right, so now we need to prep the green pepper. We're just going to cut the top off. Reach up and grab the little stem out of it. Reach in, grab your core, pull that out, and then just pull out the ribs. Just like that. All right, now we're just going to do a basic chop. Nothing special, nothing fancy, just a nice coarse chop. All right, there's our green pepper. Just going to dump that right in on top of the noodles. Going to grab the 2 cans of sauce. There's one. There's can number 2. And then lastly, I'm going to measure out my 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Just sprinkle it on. Now we're just going to stir it in. Stir this in. You don't get aggressive with it. I could have used a slightly small or slightly larger pot, I think. But, oh well, this will work just fine. That's looking pretty good. The tomatoes look like they're pretty well incorporated into the mix, along with the green peppers. So everything looks good there. All right, let's get this in the oven. All right, now all we gotta do is just take the goulash, stick it in that 350-degree oven. I'm gonna set a timer for 30 minutes. Pull it out when it's done. Guys, I want to talk to you just for a little bit. A couple of weeks ago, I put on the community forum page a question. I was asking for some input on how everybody was liking the 360 format for the hikes and the motorcycle riding, and if you guys were liking the no talking motorcycle riding that I was doing as well. You just get engine sounds. So if you guys have not gone there on the community page and seen that stuff, if you could go down, find that questionnaire, that little poll, and cast your vote. Okay, I need more votes. I've only had like maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10 votes on it right now, and I really could use more input, okay? Right now, it seems like the big thing is that people are loving the 360 footage, but they're not really liking the no talking rides. So please go to the page, cast your vote on that poll. Let me know what you guys want. That's what I'm here for, is to give you what you want. Now that I've talked about the community page and that little poll, I want to talk about the dish for a moment. As far as sides, I really don't do a whole lot. I might do a little bread and butter, you know, seriously just sliced sandwich bread, buttered. That's it. That's all I would usually do. But it's got the pasta in it, so you really don't need another starch with the bread. It's got vegetation in it. It's got vegetables. It's got onions and peppers and tomatoes. So you really don't need to put a side to this at all. You got your protein of your beef, so there's nothing you really need to do there. And I suppose if you wanted to get a little creative with it, you can put some cheese in it if you want. But for me, it doesn't really need it. If you want to spice it up a little bit more, you can add a little cayenne pepper or just salt and black pepper, okay? Normally we do not put that much in our dishes when we cook it. We save the salt and pepper for on the table when people are eating. That way they can season it to their liking, okay? But yeah, you can, you know, give it a little cayenne kick if you want, or maybe use a seasoning blend. Got some Mrs. Dash's garlic and herb. That would be really good in there. Or maybe even like a Montreal steak seasoning. Just sprinkle a little bit in there and stir it in. I mean, really, the sky's the limit on what you want to do to modify this dish and make it your own, okay? So have fun playing with your food. Still got a while to wait, though. I'm getting hungry. All right, guys, that is it. That is our 30 minutes. Oh, that smells good. Got a couple of heat pads here to pull it out of the oven. Oh, yeah. Whew. That's hot. That is very hot. All right, bring it down here. All right, guys, there you go. That is my mom's goulash. And I tell you, this is something that I've had since I was a little kid. Grew up on it. It's good stuff, guys. And hot. Man, that's really good. Get a piece of tomato this time. That's a good dish, guys. It really is. It's simple. All right, just a couple of things to cut up. You can season it to your liking, you know, salt, pepper, you know, like I said, add cayenne if you want it, add some herbs if you want it. Again, this is more of like I don't want to say a blank slate, because as it is actually quite good, but it can be improved upon according to your liking. And don't be afraid about messing it up. You really can't. But I want to thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. And always believe in yourself. Heart, soul, mind, and body. Always believe. Bye, guys.